Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. So today we will read the Vilapa Kusumanjali text 36. O Himagori, golden girl, when will your nose that defeats the beauty of a seasoned flower take a great round nose pearl attached to a golden string from my hand? The great bee, Madhumatana, will be very agitated by the honey that appears thus. O Hemagori, golden girl, when will your nose that defeats the beauty of a seasoned flower take a great round nose pearl attached to a golden string from my hand? The great bee, Madhumatana, will be very agitated by the honey that appears thus. Notes. When the transcendental vision disappears and the lack of devotional service is felt, it becomes hard to tolerate the resultant misery. Sometimes the Premika devotee even faints, but when the beloved deity responds, the swoon may subside. When there is no vision, there is again lamentations and prayers for devotional service. In this way, it gradually continues. From this verse, we can understand that Tulasi has fainted, but now Swamini personally calls her back to consciousness in a transcendental vision. Tulasi, won't you put on my nose ring? Sri Raghunatha is awakened by Swamini's merciful call. He is sitting there, waiting for devotional service and thinking, I see, I am getting it. I am getting it. How can I survive if I cannot serve her even a little? Tulasi's wine-like body is burning in the forest fire of separation, and nothing but the shower of Swamini's mercy can save his life. How merciful Swamini is to call Tulasi for service like that.
Hey Radhe, Radhe Radhe, dears. So many times we were reading this beautiful verse, and for many devotees this verse is one of the favorable verses. And as I remember when I was present in the sharings about this verse, always new things happening, and devotees share their new realizations which are appearing. So let's see what will be today. I noticed one very sweet thing, that Tulasi has fainted. Usually we know that Krishna can faint because he is completely intoxicated by Radharani's expression, intense expressions of love. Sometimes Radhika is fainted. Sometimes both of them are fainted. But in very few cases, we can hear that also sometimes devotee who is in this Manjari Bhav mood, he can also faint. Usually Manjaris, when the Lila is going on, they are not fainting. Because who will serve? If everyone is fainting, lose his consciousness, who will serve? So the position of Manjari is to always stay awakened. But Baba is saying here that Tulasi has fainted. And I was wondering why he or she fainted. Then I turned one verse before, 35. And then I understood actually why Raghunath or Tulasi fainted. Because in verse 35, Raghunath is expressing his great fear that maybe Radhika's thin waist will break. And he's trying to bind her waist to protect this tiny waist of Radhika from breaking. But in the words he is saying, I'm very much afraid. So my conclusion was that because of this strong fear about Radhika's teeny waist in the danger of breaking, suddenly Raghunath and also Tulasi, they lost their consciousness. So we can see here how this kind of fear in the spiritual, loving, pure loving relationship is also one part of rasa, one part of exchange of love. If there is no love, naturally, fear, especially such kind of strong, intense fear, will not appear. But fear is one of the sanchari bhavas which are transcendent, transitory, passing. They're coming in some specific situation and they're going. So this kind of fear, transcendental fear, is not the fear which we have experienced from our materialistic consciousness and identification with this body. Fear of death, fear to be hurt, fear of love, fear about our loved ones, and so on and so on. But this kind of fear we can feel if we love someone. And the more we love someone, it's naturally that we will feel a fear. Same thing going in loving transcendental relationships. For example, Mother Yashoda is very fearful when Krishna is going in the forest with the cows. She is very fearful. She is very fearful when she sees him in different situations, in different dangerous situations. I'm using this kind of example because it's much more clear. And this kind of fear for Krishna, first is the sign of her love, and also this kind of fear is increasing motherly love of Yashoda. So when we put this fear, this bhaya, in the relationship, in Madhurya Ras, we can see also that fear appears sometimes in Radhika's heart. Did I give him sufficient pleasure? Did I made Kunja perfectly decorated for his pleasure, for the pleasure of my beloved? So when this is showing actually that the fear, like result of a pure love, is also pure fear. And acharyas, rasic devotees, are calling this kind of fear rasa, because it's increasing the main, primary sthayi bhav in devotee's heart. So in the verse of 35, I'm repeating again, Raghunath, in his meditation and deep, vivid vision, he sees how Radhika is running to meet Krishna, and Tulsi is behind her, full of fear, very much afraid that her tiny waist will break. And because of that meditation, when vision finish, Raghunath feels so much pain in the heart, and fear still is in his heart, present in his heart, that he is fainted. And then, what can bring Raghunath from this swoon? Only Radharani's voice. Tulsi, Tulsi, and so on and so on. It will be described later on. So we can see here how relationship between Radha Dasi, Manjari, especially Kinkari, and Radhika is so intimate, tight, and Raghunatha's heart is completely melted. And this nectar present in his heart is also constantly bathing his or her beloved Ishtadev. Manjari is bathing Radhika with the love from melted heart. And this is the nectar. And when such kind of loving, strong relationship is established between devotee and Ishtadev, it's not surprise that sometimes devotee, even in his sadhaka vesh, lose his consciousness out of these waves and waves and waves of love and sometimes fear. I just wanted to say this about, because Baba is mentioning that from these words we can understand that Tulasi has fainted. But I didn't understand how he get to this conclusion. So I just turn one verse before and try to meditate on this. So then some glimpses of understanding and feelings came. And I just expressed to you. I'm sorry if I'm mistakenly doing it.
I'm sorry, Gauranga Sundara. Yesterday in the Croatian Sangha, we also was reading that maidservant can forget all sense of time during the releases of the taking care about lotus feet of Radha and Mohan. So this is another case. Even if we think that they're always controlling situation, no, and that Krishna and Radhika can take. If you can just add something about that also. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, devotee who is on the bhava level, who is always in the wakeful state, in a dreaming, in a deep sleeping, always deeply connected with the Swamini, with his Ishtadev. This devotee doesn't have a sense of time because he is not on the bodily consciousness of life. He doesn't care for that. But in the same time, he doesn't want to lose the time, even 1 second, without offering devotional service to his beloved, the deity. So time is something which he is using only for seva. And in the same time, he is not aware about passing the times, day, night, day, 1 month, 1 week, because this is all materialistic considerations. And he doesn't care so much about that. And for materialistic persons, this kind of behavior is very, very strange. And for that person, it looks that devotee who is deeply in this bhava or prema stage, he lost the sense of time. And he really did it, but in the same time, he is 24/7 in wakeful state, dreaming state, sleeping state, engage his heart and his mind in devotional service. So I will not say that this is the same example like here in this verse and in previous verse that he fainted. When we were reading yesterday, the point is the devotee is so absorbed in his seva that he is losing the sense of time, like we are doing. Or for example, I see now Mahatmaji, he is losing the sense of time when his daughter suddenly in the middle of the night start to cry, to be awake. And mother, father are losing the sense of time. They are not unconsciousness. They are not fainted, but they simply are so much focused on the baby that they lose the sense of passing the time. Is it the morning? Is it the night? Is it the midnight? Is it the dawn or afternoon? I simply don't care for that because all my senses, all my heart is focused on my beloved. One point. I said something. Everyone can add.
External consciousness is an obstacle for a conditioned soul like me. My mind is going in the other direction. I have no relationship with my Swarupa at all. How intense are my worldly relationships? I cannot forget them even if I try.
Why
All
I
the
cannot
things
forget it, Radhe? Why I cannot forget it? Because I am completely lost. I'm losing my spiritual consciousness. I am spiritually fainted. I am very awake for all materialistic things which are going on constantly. But I am faint spiritually. And Raghunath is fainted here because of intense love for Radhika. He doesn't care for this external consciousness because even in external consciousness, he is always aware about Radharani. This is the stage of pure love. And this is our goal. For him, it's completely natural and he doesn't have to force himself to come on that stage because his heart is already soft and melt with pure love. And we sadhakas, we have to remember and to remember. Why I have to remember? Because I forgot. Remembering is for someone who is very often forgetting, but for someone who is completely natural in his love, he is always aware. Yes, please.
all the things that drive me mad are temporary.
Mad.
All,
Mad. Out of consciousness, actually, spiritual consciousness. I am mad because I am out of spiritual consciousness. I don't have awareness about spiritual life, spiritual identity, my Swarup, my Ishtadev. I am like a person who is fainted. I am very awake in material life, but I'm sleepy, in deep sleep for spiritual life. And this is the state of losing consciousness. Real consciousness, spiritual consciousness.
Radhe Radhe, for ordinary people, this state is something normal, but for devotee, this is abnormal state. Yeah? So we need to come to the level of abnormal if we will be normal.
No, we have to come on the level of normal, because if I am just awake in the material sense, on the material level, which is temporary, this is abnormal position. Real normal position when I am identified with the soul and my spiritual identity and my beloved Ishtadev. This is a wakefulness. And for spiritual person, when someone is awake materially, this is like fainting. This is the dark. This is the night, ignorance. Because to be identified with material body, it means to be out of real consciousness, abnormal.
All these things will go. With whom shall I stay? Again, others decide to keep one share for their bodies and do things related to the body, and another share for the Lord. But by tugging at heart like this, trying to divide it into different parts, Srimati mercy cannot be attained. The whole heart must be given to Radharani. All other engrossments are simply stumbling blocks. This is the teaching of the Acharyas.
Jananda Maharaj, you feel something to share about this subject? Please don't hesitate if you feel.
Yes, this is very, actually, this is the most important instruction about Sharanagati. This is, we don't understand what is standing block. We are thinking, if material life is going on nicely, then we think this is great success. But here, Baba said, the whole heart must be given to Radharani. So Gurudev, many times, his teaching is one-pointedness. Then I feel, what is one-pointedness? We are thinking, okay, we are in Swarupa and we try to be Radhadashi. That is one point. But here, say, whole heart must be given to Radharani. When Narayan Maharaj was present, I personally experienced these things. So, because he's saying, when he initiate the candidate, and then devotee asking, what kind dakshina shall I give to you? You know, some devotees think, okay, I give you some money from my pocket. Okay, I give you some material present for you. But he's saying, give me your heart. And this is quite shocking to me. Actually, theoretically, I know surrender. But practically speaking, shall I give to my heart to my Gurudev? Or or I'm giving whole heart to my Swamini. So this Baba is showing us what is Sharanagati, surrendering. Also Baba is this teaching and Gurudev's teaching is, I think, same. What is one-pointedness? So this is for me great teaching for my heart, my mind. Just I want to share my feeling also. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so nice. I see now Gauravani, Udavaji. Please jump whenever you feel to say and to share something. I have problem with my screen, so I cannot see everyone, but now it's okay. And Gurudev, please, of course.
Jai Radhe, Jai Gurudev. Thank you. I think it's very nice to connect this instruction that Jayananda Maharaj described so nicely with your comment, Karanga, on what is normal just now. Being present with the whole heart is what's normal. So giving our heart to Radharani is being ourselves, being completely who we are, being completely in our constitutional position, completely authentic souls. So even if for us sadhakas, for all of us here, everyone, it's difficult to give wholeheartedly, it's our destination. It's the destination of this voyage, and we will all come to it, to give ourselves wholeheartedly, to be completely the spiritual beings that we are. And then we will feel normal. Then we will feel at home, and then we will feel peaceful and happy. Radhe.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We should live in Vraja to follow the example of these acharyas. Sripad Prabodhananda Saraswati has written in Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, "When will I wash the dirt of my wretched body by bathing again and again in the water of Yamuna, which is muddled by the musk that is washed of Sri Radhika's nipples?" The awareness of being Radhika's dasi cannot awaken in the heart of someone who is intoxicated by material bodily consciousness.
So again, here is the proof. Someone who is completely intoxicated with material bodily consciousness. This kind of awareness of being Radhika's maidservant cannot be established in the heart, cannot even appear in the heart. What to say about establish? So again, we are coming here to abnormal and normal position. Who is in normal position? Who is completely aware to belong to Radhika, and the Radhika belongs to him. I am yours, you are mine. And who is not aware about his constitutional position. He is intoxicated. He doesn't have any consciousness, real, valuable consciousness. He is really person who is completely in the faint position. He is fainted. So we need the kripa to wake up us. Jiv Jago, Jiv Jago. We know this song. We need kripa, but also we need our own desires. I don't want to stay anymore in this kind of sleepy, deep sleeping consciousness. Because when Raghunath is fainted, it's not the same thing when I am fainted. When someone is fainting, he's in deep sleeping consciousness. He's not aware about anything. But when Raghunath is in deep sleeping, sound sleeping consciousnness, he still never forget Radhika and himself like her maidservant. This is the secret of Bhavuka Bhakta and Premika Bhakta. They are always conscious. Outside, it can appear that they fainted. But deep in the heart, deep in their real constitutional existence, they are always aware. And it's not easy to understand and to accept for someone like me, who is in this deep sleep in materialistic awakeness. It requires time and a lot of mercy.
Sri Raghunath Das has fainted of love in separation. Swamini calls out, "Tulasi, how nectar sweet is her voice when she calls her Kinkari by name." At least a slight desire should awaken in the heart of the Raga Sadhaka like this. "O Swamini, when will you also call me by name like that? I'm sitting here with this endless expectation." Blessed is Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, for he has forgotten everything and has fallen on the bank of Radhakunda and is crying in a heartrending way for the personal service and darshana of Sri Radha. A sadhaka should also desire to be called for the service like that, weeping and crying. Aho, in which birth can I also obtain a drop from this ocean of spiritual emotions? As much as even the faintest moonrise of raga that arise in the moon-like heart of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami become reflected in the crystal-like hearts of the Raga Bhakti practitioners, that much their spotless heart will be colored by his divine emotions.
Anantaji, would you please repeat this long sentence one more?
Yes.
Gauravaniji, if you have something to say, some urge, please do it. And Udava and Jananda.
Can I
Yes.
repeat all paragraph?
Yes.
Or,
No, just this one.
Just this.
Then
this
we
one.
can refer. We can refer again. Yeah.
Mhm. A sadhaka should also desire to be called for service like that, weeping and crying. Aho, in which birth can I also obtain a drop from this ocean of spiritual emotion?
So actually, why should we cry out for this? Gauranga Sundara said it already, because this is our constitutional position. This is our home, this is where we belong, and this is actually where we should be always in our consciousness. It's just our place to be. It's nothing unnatural. It's nothing to be reached. It's nothing to be produced. It is just actually our natural home. Like a child is called out by the mother, this is just natural. This child will not wonder, why my mother is calling me now? Actually, what I have to do with this person? The child immediately feels, yes, it's me and it's you, and we belong to each other. And this is the feeling actually we are missing. This is what we miss. Whatever we think we miss is not what we miss, but this is what we really miss. We miss that our Swamini is calling us very naturally. My dear Tulasi, where are you? My dear such and such Manjari, your name, where are you? Where were you so long? So why we should cry out? Because we are suffering. And if we are not aware, we cannot cry out. If we think, oh, wonderful, I have to eat, I have a place to be, wonderful home, nice wife or man, nice children or this and that, how we can cry? We will not cry. And this is our problem. And actually this is what Anandadas Babaji wants to tell us. Why you don't cry? Do you think everything is good? Then you have to stay where you are. Why you don't cry? Don't you feel that you belong to some other place? So we should feel it and then cry out. Jai Shri Radhe.
One more word about the tears, if I may. It might be actually the backside of what Gauravana is saying, but I say it anyway. It's that, and I'm not the first to say it, of course, that the tears are a window to the soul. And this is important to say because it gives such hope and faith to us ordinary sadhakas living in ordinary lives. every tear we cry, not only tears for Radharani, tears for spilled milk and a broken pencil, this opens a door into our hearts. Just remember the last time you cried for anything, the smallest, silliest thing. It was a tiny little window directly into the heart, a moment of presence with the soul. It might have been provoked by something material, but the effect of it is that it makes us feel directly ourselves. There are no words in it. There's no exchange. There's no Amazon. It's just a moment of, a tiny, tiny moment maybe, but a moment of self-presence. So crying can bring us there. And when we cry, we are there. At least a tiny little bit. But
Can I share? This crying is showing us greediness. So if we have some money or some very dear person, then if we lost, then we cry. That means it shows us our greediness, greed. Narayan Maharaj also said to practice or to enter this Raga Bhakti, we need this greediness. And this crying showing us how much greed for this. How much greed for our Swamini. How much greed the seva for Radharani. This I feel it. And also another point I feel this is in which verse can I also obtain a drop from this ocean of spiritual emotion? And Gurudev used to say, next life we don't know. Next life, another Anantas Maharaj will appear. Next life, another Sadhu Maharaj will appear. Next life, same Sajati Sangha we may get. Gurudev said, we don't know. If favorable situation is there, now Gurudev saying, we have so much nice circumstances because Gurudev is now present with us. And also, we may go, we may visit Vrindavan, which still Govardhan, Jamuna is there. Some Shastra or some Acharya say, Govardhan and Jamuna will disappear if Kali Yuga going on. And actually, how much we are fortunate. Maybe I may say completely this opposite saying. We are living after Mahaprabhu just 500 years. We are living in when Prabhupada left our planet just a few, maybe 30, 40, maybe 40, 50 years ago. Sadhu Maharaj still in this planet. We can talk, we can share. And Anantas Bhaj Maharaj book is there. This is completely abnormal. I just sharing a few days ago. When we back 30 years ago, we don't have this Radharasa Siddhanta, Vilapa Kusumanjali. Most of devotees, they don't know the presence of this book. And 30 years ago, we cannot discuss in this about Radharani, about Raga Bhakti, about Gopi and Saki and Manjari. We cannot. So how much fortunate situation we have. Honestly speaking, this is a completely amazing situation because many new devotees come to directly Sadhu Maharaj and practicing Raga Bhakti. So this is also completely for me. It's completely amazing. so much Radharani, so much Mahaprabhu, so much Nitai Kripa is there. So Gurudev is saying, take advantage this favorable situation. Maybe I'm talking complete opposite thing, but this Gurudev is saying. So we have to understand how much fortunate in this situation with Gurudev we can share this Anandas Bhaj Maharaj's most delicious, wonderful explanation with Ananda Gopal Goswami. That's I'm feeling. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, everyone. Yes, thank you. Thank you for
Jai
your
Shri
sharing.
Radhe. Could I please go a little bit back because I was missing one part or some sharing on this. Is it possible? It is just Kalindi salile jatat gujatati kasturika pankile snayam snayam ahoku dehajamalang jayang kadanyamalaha. When will I wash the dirt of my wretched body by bathing again and again in the water of the Yamuna, which is muddled by the musk that is washed of Sri Radhika's nipples. Somehow we were fast and no one commented on this, but I think this is a very, very central point in both, in Rasika point of view, and of course also for us on Sadhaka level. So could you please share a little bit on this?
Yes, Gauravani, you can share. You notice this, please?
You all have much more deep understanding than me, so please
just
share.
inspire Uddhavaji and Jayananda and Gurudev. Just share, because you notice it. So it must some volcano appears in your heart.
Please, Gauravani.
So actually, the Yamuna is known that it is actually washing our heart. It is washing our sins away. We know that. But here, actually, it's a much deeper point. Because it is said, which is muddled, the Yamuna which is muddled by the musk that is washed of Sri Radhika's nipples. So Sri Radhika's breasts are nicely decorated. And actually, this musk from the nipples is actually going into the Yamuna. So what does it mean? The Yamuna is naturally a stream of Mahabhav. But now there comes one more aspect. The Madanakya Mahabhav from Sri Radhika is washed from her nipples and muddles the Yamuna. So when we take tilak from the Yamuna or from the Radhakund, actually what we put here on our forehead, her Madanakya Mahabhav. And this ecstatic kind of love of her is not only washing our heart, it even washes the heart of God Himself. Even His lusty desires are fulfilled by the love of Radharani. And her love is actually, the breasts are actually the representatives how full of love she is, the form of her breasts. And the nipples are actually there where Krishna gets this kind of love. It's one place. It's most near to Him. What to speak of us? So when this mixture actually is bathing you, there is no question that any dirt in your heart can remain. There's no question at all. So let me bathe again and again. Because the most pure love is then washing us. And our heart will be crystal clear again, like it actually always is. This is our natural position. It is just washing off of all the substances which do not belong to the original heart. So the best thing to wash is that Yamuna water, which is muddled by the musk from Sri Radhika's nipples.
Can I share a little bit? So, before, many years ago, I heard Jamuna River give us Krishna Prema. Then I was wondering, what kinds of Krishna Prema Jamuna River giving to us? So Gauravani explained very nicely, actually. Whatever touching Radharani's something, here mentioned the mask decorated by nip of Radharani, or dust of Radharani lotus feet. Whatever give us this Madanakya Mahabhava. And then I'm feeling, who is putting this mask on the breast, on the nipple of Radhika? The maid servant of Radhika is putting. And this nipple of breast represent very intimate pastime in Nikunja or Nivrit Nikunja. That means if in this kind of consciousness, if we bathed in Yamuna River, this Manjari Baba may appear. So this relationship, because before we don't know, at least I don't know, what kind of service the maid servant will do to Radhika. But here mentioned the mask decorated of nipple of Radhika's breast. This I feel, this is the maid servant of Radhika. Kinkari does this service. And this related with so intimate Nikunja, Nivrit Nikunja's very intimate pastime. After decorating Radhika's body, and then Krishna play flute or whatever situation, and Radhika Radhika goes to Abhisara with Kinkari. Kinkari following, just like shadow of Radhika. And then they appear, they reach Nikunja or Nivrit Nikunja. And then some kind of, some kind of stimulate, some kind of things happening, then very intimate pastime will appear. And then Manjari is going out, and Manjari could see just fall of kind of, tree or this, anyway, some hole Manjari could see very intimate pastime. And this intimate pastime, all arrangement actually Manjari does. Decoration of Radhika, decoration of Nikunja. This all related, actually Manjari and Manjari Seva. So this is Gauravani pointed out. This is this verse. I wash the dirty dirt off my wretched body by bathing again and again in the water of Jamuna, which is muddled by the musk that is washed of Sri Radhika's nipples. This is, I feel, related Manjari's seva and Nivritti Nikunja's very intimate pastime. Therefore, the bathing Yamuna in this consciousness, we may get this kind of Manjari's feeling or Radhika's feeling. Radhe Radhe.
But there's a very nice message in the verse for struggling devotees like me that follows from the last thing you said, Jayananda Maharaj. Usually we're told, you must purify your heart and fully realize your Svarup before you can associate with the Radharani. But this verse is telling us that by associating with Radharani, you will be purified. So by bathing in the water where her musk is floating, the sadhaka will be cleansed and purified. So that it's by momentary or partial association with Siddhadeha, we become purified ourselves in our own Swarup, in our own spiritual path.
Radhe, aho, in which birth can I also obtain a drop from this ocean of spiritual emotions, as much as even the faintest moon rays of raga that arise in the moonlight heart of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami become reflected in the crystal-like hearts of the Raga Bhakti practitioners. That much their spotless hearts will be colored by his divine emotions.
So this is the key point. How to follow acharyas who are in the mood of Manjariya Bhava so that we can really bath in Yamuna, feeling and be touched by this musk from Radharani's breasts or nipples. And he's giving here the key, because bhakti can be infused only from heart of devotee to the heart of sadhaka. This is the way how bhakti is going. And Baba is very in detailed way explaining finest moon rays of raga. He didn't say ocean of moon rays. He said the finest, very tiny rays, which are coming from the heart of Premika devotees, become reflected in their crystal-like hearts. So it's showing complete dependence of sadhaka on Guru and others acharyas. Complete dependence with full open heart. I need this tiny ray, moon ray of devotion to touch my heart. The more your teeny ray, moon rays touch my heart will become more crystal clear. And when the attachment arises in my heart, strong Ashakti attachment, then reflection of my beloved Swamini starting to appear. This is the process, how bhakti is transformed only from heart to heart. And this is the way how Kripa is going, from heart to heart. In that moment when heart becomes crystal clear, then all pastimes, all consciousness, all loving relationships becomes very clear together with his own Swarup in the consciousness, in the heart of sadhaka. So this is the moment which we all need and which we all pray. And here is explained what does it mean really to follow someone, to give the heart and also to receive at least the finest moon rays of raga not other spiritual processes of other things. Raga, spontaneous love. Spontaneous love cannot be learned. There is no manual for love, actually, also. And this Vilapa Kusumanjali, sometimes we say this is a manual for Manjari Bhava. But why we are saying like this? Because Manjari Bhava is flowing from the heart of Raghunath and Anantadas Babaji, our Gurudev, and our beloved brothers and sisters. This Manjari Bhava is flowing in our heart through our ears are coming inside and making the heart crystal clear. When heart becomes crystal clear, actually this is the sign that Bhava appear in the heart. And heart is becoming soft and also like a mirror without any dust on it. So in that moment, heart becomes like a flower, emanating the flavor which is attracting Ishtadev and Swamini more and more. And this flavor from this flowerish like heart is Manjari Bhava. This is the flavor. Bhava is the flavor which is attracting Radharani to call us, hey, you and you, with this and that name. And preparation was done through the someone who already has a clear, like a mirror, heart. So this is the process of anugatya, or following. Many things can be said. Of course. It just came to me, but you have add as much as you like.
So Gauranga Sundara, very beautiful. And I want to this little bit add. Is okay? This mentioned the spotless heart will be colored by his divine emotions. I just want to, I don't know, you could see this. I don't know. This string was when Gora Purnima Day, some devotee give me and put my right hand. And my right hand like this. So I was putting, but slowly white color become red. And then I felt actually this is the benefit of association. And also we experienced on the holidays, we colored each other's. So, and due to this intimate close association, even the white color become like red. So we have some hope if we keep associating with Gurudev, keep associating with other Rashika Vaishnava, we may also colored by Radhika's emotion or Manjari's emotion. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jai Shri Radhe. Thank you so much. They said as much, that much. As much, even the faintest moon rays of raga become reflected in the crystal-like heart. That much, their spotless hearts will be colored. I find this is very important because you may think, like I think, my heart is completely dirty. Maybe by chance there's a little spot more clean, and there the color can be actually reflected, but then the other places not. Only there's one little. That's why it's just a little ray of the whole color which is coming. It's just a very little ray which is actually really accepted by this dirty crystal in my heart. But anyway, it is reflected. Like Jayananda was showing, it was white Now it's rosé. It's not completely red, but it's rosé. It has loosened the color which was before. Like my heart, black before, now gets a little bit more shiny, a little bit more light. So as much, that much. I find this is giving hope. At least for me, it's giving hope. And it is like this. Let's say outside is completely sun, and there's a very, very clear crystal outside. And you know, crystals are actually splitting the light. Different streams of light are going in all directions. Well, in your dark room, like me sitting in a dark room, one of these streams is actually coming to me. And this stream is reflecting on that little spot, which is not completely dirty. This is actually the system of mercy. Because the person who's really standing in the whole shining light of Mahabhav, of Madanakya Mahabhav from Radharani, in all colors, is actually giving this little stream to my heart. And there it is reflecting. And now something wonderful is happening. Through that little stream of light, which is reflected in my heart, the crystal in my heart gets cleaned. Like from some laser beam, you can clean something. When this laser beam is hitting the crystal gets cleaned. So these are the emotions which are actually transferred through this wonderful big crystal, like Acharyas or our Gurudev, who is giving these beams to us, and they hit this little spot where it is already clean, and then cleans up the rest. Step by step. It needs some time. So we should just again and again ask for these streams of light. I think this is a wonderful picture Srila Anandadas Babaji is actually painting for us here. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Thank you so much for sharing on this topic.
For the sake of those who desire to serve Shri Radha Mohana in the eternal, supernatural playgrounds of Raja in Bhavadeha, Sri Das Goswami mercifully kept this treasure of incomparable emotions in the form of this guidebook for spiritual remembrance that is full of ever-expanding feelings in ecstatic love in this world. Swamini calls Tulasi. Tulasi, come, won't you put on my nose pearl? Tulasi thinks, I've put on all decorations. Now the nose pearl on the golden string is left. Let me see if Swamini will take it herself or not. And openly she says, your nose pearl is hooked to a golden string. Will you take it from my hand? This pearl is very dear to you, and I have to put it on you. If there is no gold on your nose, your breathing may be inauspicious for Priyatama. That's why you want to wear the nose pearl. My heart cries for this ordered service. Blessed is this Kinkari, who knows, like nobody else, how to serve the deity according to his heart's desire. Shripada Shuka Muni has called Mother Yashoda Krishna Hitaishini, she who works for Krishna's well-being. When his names, qualities, and pastimes are being heard, chanted, and remembered, Krishna bestows the greatest welfare on the world. But Mother Yashoda is always worried about his welfare. Krishna is all-pervading, and on the strength of his great love, even the greater sinner can be liberated from the material world and attain ecstatic love of God, simply by chanting his holy name. This Mohana became known in the world as Damodar because his mother Yashoda bound him with ropes. For Mohana's welfare, Sri Radhika goes to his village, Nandishvara, every morning to cook for him, being blessed by Durvasa Muni that whatever she would cook would be like nectar, increasing the lifespan and health of anyone who would eat it and curing him from disease. Every day Swamini worships the sun god and prays to him for the good health of her Pranata. This is the nature of love of Raja, and that's why Swamini asked Tulasi for this nose pearl on the golden string. When Tulasi puts on the nose pearl, she immerses Swamini in the ocean of sweet Krishna topics. Your nose defeats even the season flower in beauty and will make the Krishna be very greedy. Even a hero like him cannot resist it. Shri Krishna Purvaraga is described as follows. When I saw Radha playing with a girlfriend, the pet became lifted up as if the full moon was emanating from there. The devastating beauty of her form plays with my eyes, and its sweetness constantly awakens within my heart. Oh Saki, Rai stayed there, turning her neck to look at me and smiled at me. What a spotless light emanated from her brilliant face. A dangling pearl hung from her nose. The colorful testes tossing from her braid reached down to her buttocks and make my mind and eyes restless. And I've never seen such beautiful curly hair. Her enchanting form is painted on my mind. The Yavakalak on her toes and around her toenails make them desirable for 10 red moons. Let me serve this lotus feet within my heart, say Govinda Das, as soon as she gives permission. The beauty of your nose naturally agitates the Shyama bee, and now I even hang this charming nose pearl under it on a golden string. The season flower is there, but there is no honey to drip from it. How will the bee come then? This pearl will oscillate just as the honey dangles before it falls down when it is poured out. While Tulasi hangs the nose pearl, she is astonished by its beauty. It is a new seed for wine or of elegance, something to make Krishna's parrot-like mind greedy, a globule of sweet nectar, a bait to attract the fish-like eyes of Krishna, or Cupid's arrow that is fired from the quiver of Swamini's nose to destroy Krishna's patient. Tulasi says, I have put your nose pearl on. It vibrates through the touch of the wonderful rasta of your breath. How sweetly it oscillates when you are dancing. It is as if it's almost going to fall off. Within it, it is the beauty of Sringara rasa, the transcendental erotic flavor, and it increases your mutual relish. This relish can be understood by absorbing one's mind in it. Shyama will not relish the beauty of your nose unless I hang this pearl on it. The bee only loves a flower when some honey oozes out of it. This flower-like nose of yours is especially desirable for the Krishna bee when this honey-like nose pearl comes out of it. While Tulasi speaks to her like this, Swamini's golden luster comes gushing out. That's why Tulasi addresses her here as Hema Gauri, a compound word of gold. Radhe, here we can see that everything what emanates from Sri Radhika is full of Mahabhava. So, like her luster or her breath or her smile or her glance, her fragrance. So everything is full of Mahabhava. In this text, we can see that this ornament, this nose pearl, have a very special position on the body of Sri Radhika. It's on her nose, and every breath that go out from Radhika's nose is full of Mahabhava, and it's going on this nose pearl. And this nose pearl is practically the weapon from which arrows going directly to the heart of Mohana, and also bring the message for the Mohana. Just come and take it. I'm here for your pleasure. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, Anantaji. Thank you for your sharing. It's so nice to listen you a little bit.
Radhe.
I remember Gurudev a few weeks ago said, when we had the sharing in the morning, that nose is the most beautiful part on the face. So this nose, sesame flower, is not ordinary flower actually. It's a long flower with the petals in front. And when the bee starts to be attracted with this flower, he wants to go deep in the side of the flower. So sesame flower is a long flower, and bee has to put very much endeavor to go deeply in the heart, in the soul of Radhika, and to make this flowery-like nose even more attractive for the bee. Tulasi, like we heard, is putting this pearl, which is like a drop of the honey. It's very interesting. When Krishna comes very close to Radharani's face, he sees his own reflection on this pearl, on the surface of this pearl. And he's many times surprised how he looks, how he sweet is, because he is looking himself on the surface of this pearl, which is constantly nourished with the Mahabhava breath, feelings of Srimati Radharani. And in one moment, he wants to relish Radharani's feelings. He's not seeing himself only in the mirror, how he is sweet. He's seeing himself in the reflection of the pearl, and deep greed, intense greed increasing his heart. And he's saying, okay, I see myself now, but I want to see completely myself through Radharani's eyes, through Radharani's heart. And he is becoming Gora. So this pearl is so significant in many different levels, on many different levels. And it depends on smaran, on bhajan of devotee, a mercy which he can receive, that all this deep secret starts to open in his heart. Because this pearl is like a point which gives Krishna a chance to be one-pointed on this pearl, but also is giving sadhaka a chance to become one-pointed by looking so closely, so intimately, just on this spot of Radharani's amazing, unlimited, beautiful face. So, and it's very interesting how this nose pearl is not alone. We usually know sometimes ladies are putting pearl or some nose pearl, nose earrings here, but there is no this golden string which is going over the cheek. When Krishna see himself, his own reflection on that pearl, this golden chain, this golden string is so important because he feels, now I am full puppet in the hands of my Radharani. She is pulling this string and I am dancing. I am her own possession. I am her shishya. So this golden string is the way how is Radharani is controlling Krishna directly under her nose. And sometimes this pearl becomes reddish, sometimes becomes bluish. Depends on intensity of anuraga or deep love of Radharani. But ornament like a pearl is so relishable that even Radha and Mohan, they cannot relish completely the glories of that pearl. So Krishna wants to become Manjari, because only from the position of Manjari he can relish this enchantment, astonishment of just this pearl who is connected with a golden little teeny chain or string. This is Lavanya. This pearl is condensed with all Radhika's compassion, youthfulness, elegance, and beauty. And through this pearl, she is bathing him in all his qualities. So this is the perfection of Manjari Seva, to put this pearl under the nose, connected with the golden string, not without golden string, connected with the golden string, under Radharani's nose. And it's like honey which is dripping, madhu. Madhu Matana. Madhu Matana, he's crazy about this madhu, which is coming out from Radharani's breath under her nose. Because her prem, her Mahabhava, is completely madhu, thick, condensed, madhu sneha, we know that. And because of her madhu sneha, he is becoming known like a madhu matana, attracting the bee to relish the honey. of Radharani's love. So Radhe Radhe. Radhika.
Oh, my dear Gauranga Sundara, you are giving us such a wonderful picture. And it seems like this is a trap for him. And the pearl is the thing which is actually attracting him. And then he will be bound tightly with this golden string. And Tulasi is actually putting that hook for him, the nose pearl, on the right place. Because it's like this, when you open a honey glass and you like this honey, and something will drop out and you see it's just, oozing around, oscillating. You know, oh, every moment it can fall down. I have to take it immediately. Otherwise it's lost. So urgency is painted in this picture by Tulasi. Come now, otherwise it will be lost. This is the nectar you are living from. Take it immediately. So it seems like the perfect trap for this bee.
Would you be so kind to underline this sharing today with your Madhu Kata? Please be merciful.
We know
every time is something new is coming. I already said in the beginning of this verse, we never know what will happen. Yes, Gauravani, I interrupted you.
We know this is the honey which is actually oozing from our Guru Manjari.
Yeah.
And the wonderful thing is that outside it looks like he is just sitting there and listening, but inside, actually, he is inspiring us and is giving us this honey that we share it with each other. That's the amazing kripa, the amazing mercy. Thank you, Gurudev, for that, and thank you all for sharing this. And not just taking it, and it's for me, I don't share. No, you are sharing it. This is so merciful. Thank you.
Thank you, Anantaji, for choosing this verse
Thank you.
And sharing. It was nice to listen to your sharing. So. Jayanandaji also.
This is Guru Mercy.
Udava, I don't know, is it here or not? Gauravani, of course. Thank you very much. And all devotees who are participating with their ears and hearts. We shared the honey from our hearts, pouring through the ears. And this is not ours, like Gauravani said, but somehow we are these fortunate persons who can relish the drops of that honey. And Jananda Maharaj said, it's never happened before, and who knows when will happen again. But so we are this kind of Kali Yuga chelas, which we got the chance to relish this honey and even to share this honey. Amazing. Radhe Radhe, everyone.
Radhe Radhe Govinda